Hello everyone, Ember here, and welcome back to a new video. In this one, I'm going to be giving my honest thoughts and first impressions with Mamoswine EX, which is a very fun new rogue deck from the set Journey Together. And I was honestly really looking forward to trying out Mamoswine from the set. It's a very, very fun card. And in all honesty, I think the deck is okay. I'm very split down the middle on this, and I know a lot of these honest thoughts videos end up being just me saying, oh, this deck's alright, But, of course, I'm going to go into a bit more detail. Like, I would say for the most part, this deck is absolutely fine. Like, it's not anything groundbreaking or crazy, but it's not like complete rubbish either. It's just firmly in the middle. Like, some games, this deck will set up great, and you'll feel like you rule the world and everything, and you can just one shot anything with Rumbling March, and it's great. And then there is just a few other games with this deck where it's just been absolute nightmare to get into the game. And this is supposed to be a bit of a slower deck, like you are kind of built around using comeback cards like Luxray and stuff, but at the same time, the deck is fairly slow. And one of the main reasons why is actually to do with this attack cost. 2 fighting energy is just a wee bit too expensive without things like Crispin, so yeah, it's a bit annoying. We do have Blaziken in the list to like help offset that a bit, but yeah, 2 fighting energy is a bit rough. So what does Mamoswine actually do? Well, its biggest appeal is that it's a very, very beefy boy. 340 HP means this can basically just tank a hit from anything usually, except maybe Raging Bolt if they get really lucky and stuff, but for the most part you can typically tank a hit from most other decks, which gives you at least some time to get set up as well. You also have the ability Mammoth Holder, which helps keep the deck nice and consistent. Once on your turn, you may search your deck for Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand. And this sounds great, right? It helps with the attack, it helps with the whole overall strategy of wanting to get more stage 2s in play. But the thing is, you need that first Mamoswine actually set up, which is easier said than done in a deck that's, not playing any proper energy acceleration and kind of has to rely on Pidgeot and stuff, It's kind of like if Charizard didn't have the built-in energy and the built-in, busted support and all the rest of it. So yeah, Mammoth Hole is still a great ability, but it's just kind of like getting that first Mamoswine up and attacking that's difficult. But yeah, Rumbling March for 2 fighting energy, which is deceptively expensive, does 180 damage and then 40 more damage for each stage 2 Pokemon on your bench. And I will say this attack is just really good. Like overall, it's great. And by the late game, you will be doing a lot of damage, assuming you've been able to keep a few Pokemon alive. Now, I have had some issues against some spread decks, of course, but I do have a match against Greninja that I'm hoping to showcase after this deck profile. That's a good demonstration that basically, even if the early game isn't super great, like you can claw your way back into it. Like you can't just write off a game because the early game wasn't brilliant. But at the same time, spread decks can be a bit rough. So, just for some food for thought, really. Also, weak to grass means Ogerpon kind of like wipes the floor with you, but hopefully we don't play against too much Ogerpon. Yeah, that's Mamoswine in a nutshell. Of course, got Blaziken on the side here, which sadly isn't really in here to attack. Do play a Pharyngy in this list, so like you can use Smolder Salt if you really wanted to. But yeah, it's mainly here for Seething Spirit, which says once in your turn you may attach a basic energy card from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. So hopefully that's going to be a fighting energy to one of your Mamoswines, but of course you could just attach energy to Blaziken, or maybe even Pidgeot, for example, which, could attack with Blustery Wind if you needed to, but of course it's mainly here for that quick search ability. Also got Luxray in here, 2 copies, because it is kind of important, and if we prize one of these and we have to use, Mamoswine to find one to just slap it on the bench, then, we do want there to be an actual Luxray in deck, so running 2 copies really helps with that. We can also attack with this because we play Reverse Energy in the list, so being able to just do 180 and then 22 itself, so can be quite a nice anything that's weak to lightning, basically. It's really nice against that. So against other Pidgeots is great, but, typically it's just a nice single prize option as well, so that's nice to see. As for the energy, it is a bit weird. Got 5 fighting energy, 1 lightning, 1 fire, 2 reversal. Can honestly see myself cutting the lightning energy just because I haven't found like a need for it really in this list. So I'd probably like cut that for an additional fighting energy, I'd imagine. But aside from that, that's the energy, nothing too crazy. Now, this list was a one that came out of Japan, so the trainers are definitely a little bit strange. Like, typically with Mamoswine, you would expect to see the Great Tree A-Spec, and I do think that A-Spec is really cool, but in a format with so many Stage 2s, I kind of don't want to also give Dragapult players, like, an easy way to get into the game with Dusknoir and stuff. So Precious Trolley is honestly a really inspired choice, and I'm really happy that this player was able to find a list that they felt was really good with it. So yeah, search your deck for any number of basics and put them onto the bench. Just great for help. Well, it's great for setting up, really. It does mean you're less reliant on things like Kofu Family, which is one of the advantages to having Swinub with Kofu Family. But it does mean, you go back to running Rare Candy and Arven and stuff is still great. And you still have TM Evolution, so still pretty cool in that sense. Then things get a little bit weird when it comes to supporters. Like, as you'll see, we're playing 2 copies of Iono, 4 Arven, which is fairly standard, and then 1 Boss's Orders, 2 Morty's Conviction, 2 Kofu, and a Kieran. So this is where, like, the spice comes in. Morty's Conviction's a really interesting one because, of course, there's a lot of, like, Area Zero floating around the ladder. Still, it's a very flippant card, and I had a game where I was kind of relying on Morty to just, like, draw me stuff, basically. And I was only able to draw like 3 or 4 cards from it, and it just wasn't enough. So I could definitely see myself cutting Morty's Conviction for something else in the future. But as it stands right now, it's a fun slice of life option, really. Also got Kofu in here, which, yeah, it's not the greatest. I can kind of see why they thought Kofu was good, but at the same time, I think there's maybe just better draw supporters in standard. Like, you're probably just better off running more copies of Iono, or maybe even some research, as opposed to Kofu, but it's interesting nonetheless. Kieran's quite a fun one because it gives you an explosive plus 30 more damage potentially, or just a switch effect. Because this list is actually not playing any normal switches, it is playing a Big Air Balloon, but that's it. So that's it for the switching options. But yeah, this has been the list. Let me know what you think about Mamoswine down below. It's honestly been a lot of fun to play. But again, it's just that case of like actually getting into the game properly, because if it doesn't, then it's just like every other clunky stage 2 deck, like Incineroar EX, for example. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame, but I'm hoping Mamoswine, gets better. And as we go further on the format, we'll get better lists and things. But yes, member power, let me know what you think down below. And yeah, thank you for watching. Actually, I'll get rid of the reversal, because we probably won't need more than 1 Luxray anyway this match. Famous last words, but I've jinxed it now. Doesn't matter. Get these 2 energy. And this turn we can finally do an attack. It's been a very long turn, but at least we can attack this turn. So that's cool. Don't really need anything. I could get like a... actually, it's fine. No, it's fine. Although, no, actually. Pharyngy, Pidgey. I'll just cover my back here. I'll get a... Where is it? It's not in the deck. Never mind. That was a waste. Doesn't matter, though. We'll get another Mamoswine. Yeah, I'll get a Mamoswine. Been a very long turn. Very, very long turn. And then Rumbling March. Right, finally. Back to my opponent. 260. So all of that just to do 260, but it's fine. So Spike Energy, fine, kicks in. Doesn't matter too much. My opponent then uses a Buddy-Buddy Poffin. Gets some more Froakies down. And Frostlass, apparently. That's annoying. And Salvatore into Frogadier. What does Frogadier do? Anything? Potential Polarisis. That could be really annoying. We do have Kieran to get out of those situations, but still really annoying if it goes off. But I'm assuming what my opponent will do here is a Mirage Barrage to take out some stuff on the bench. So I'm guessing we're going to lose Torchic this turn. If I had to take a guess. Yep. I'm guessing Swinub and maybe active Mamoswine, maybe. The Pigeon. Okay. Interesting. So yeah, they discard the energy. Keeps the spike energy on, which is annoying. I guess I can attach here. Unfortunately, we did pull another Mamoswine off there, which is annoying. I will quick search. Yeah, I'll quick search. And I kind of just want another energy, to be honest. Actually. No, okay. Yeah, I kind of just want another energy. And unfortunately, we don't have much else that we can do here, but I'm going to put energy on Swinub. I will use Mammoth Hauler. It'd be lovely if we had Combusken, but we don't, so... Blaziken, I guess? Yeah, we'll take Blaziken. So we can do, like, Rare Candy next turn, I guess, but... And then Rumbling March. Get a KO here. So Luxray is still active, which is the main thing. So yeah, I take another 20. That's okay. I take 2 prizes here. And an energy and a Piloswine. Piloswine's pretty good. I do kind of need Piloswine eventually. So Greninja being weak to Psychic. Okay, I did not expect that. For some reason I thought it was like weak to Grass or something, but yeah. Okay, weak to Psychic does mean that we're not going to be able to do much. So I'm guessing my opponent is looking to take care of Pidgeot with Frostlass. But I'm looking to basically just try and one-shot one of these things eventually. Well, that's the plan anyway. So yeah, they can finish us off here with a Shinobi Blade, which is annoying. Oh wait, never mind. Whoops, never mind. I thought they could, but apparently not. Can we... Oh, never mind. Okay, I forgot about Frostlass. Okay, if they actually plan for that, then that's cool, but yeah, aside from that. Because that could have been cool, but yeah, my opponent's down to 1 prize, but hey, I believe. I believe. Defiance Band, okay, we're cooking. We can cook them here. Quick Search. Kind of has to be for a Rare Candy at this point. And yeah, it has to be for Rare Candy. I was going to say maybe Arven for something else, but no, it has to be Rare Candy. So maybe I should have like set up the Rod play earlier. Like that would have been a good idea, but it's okay. It's fine. I think we've probably lost this one anyway, but I'm going to play it out to the bitter end. Starting with Evolving Blaziken. Mamoswine. Sorry, Blaziken. You'll get your turn eventually, maybe. Maybe. Maybe in this match. I suppose if I can't one-shot them, then he just wins with Barrage, but it's still kind of fun to try and, you know, it's still kind of fun. Probably not going to succeed, but it's okay. I will retreat. Big Mammoth, bring him in. So even with a Defiance Band, like, we're not doing enough, are we? Like, we're just nowhere near doing enough. 290. Unless... Is there another Luxray deck? I don't remember if there was. Maybe? Oh. Is it possible? Because I think we're doing enough damage now. Get that guy on the board. Piloswine down here. $330. Bonk him out of existence. Rumbling March for the KO. And then, yeah, we take another 2. So how is he going to take his last prize card? Is basically what this comes down to. Energy's kind of cool, but... So we can Pidgeot for the last Rare Candy to maybe get Blaziken out next turn, but that's pretty much it. That's all we can do in this situation. So my opponent might just have Rare Candy Boss Shinobi Blade or whatever on Pidgeot, but it doesn't look like they do. It does not look like they do. Okay, boss. Fair dues. Right. I think what we can do here is, well, Kieran gets us out the active, but that's not the big concern here. I think we just want to use Quick Search here for our own boss. Yeah. And then we can KO Froakie and remove that threat completely. So we bring down Froakie. Fork out the retreat for 1 energy. So we'll remove that. And then I'll retreat. And then we have yet another stage 2 down with Mamoswine. That's a bit more damage for them, but I don't think they have enough damage on Pidgeot, so I think we're going to be okay. So Rumbling March for 370. And we have Kieran for the final switch anyway, in case they try to boss the other Mamoswine. So that gets KO'd. We get another prize. Artazon, cool. And yeah, that should just be game, really. I can't think they can do anything else. Maybe if they had a big, like, damage switch thing where they can move all the damage over, but doesn't look like it. So they definitely had a lead at one point in that game, but we were able to claw our way back. Itchy Pollen, 10 damage. Yeah. Cool game. GG's. I'm saying like this was a piece of cake. It was not, but I'm happy it went like this, though. All right, 340.